Sup, this is Frank Carter from The Rattlesnakes. You're listening to Morgan Richards on Radio Cardiff.
Hey, I'm Morgan Richards from Radio Cardiff, 98.7 FM, and I'm very pleased to say that I'm backstage at the Clwb Ifor Bach music venue here in Cardiff. I'm joined by a man that has truly conquered the hardcore punk scene over the last decade. It's of course that primary explosive juggernaut from London. It's the one and only Mr. Frank Carter.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's very well. Yeah, how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Excellent.
Yeah, so things are well.
Things are really good, yeah. We're just last day of tour now. Sort of home stretch, can see the finish line, you know, and just got to give just a little bit extra to get us there. So, but yeah, no, very well, very good.
So Frank, this year has seen you really explode back into the scene with your brand new project, Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes, releasing his debut album Blossom with some fantastic response. I'm sure so far it's just been great, almost starting again with the new bandmates and producing your rawest and most direct material to date.
Yeah, I mean the whole point of the band was really to establish myself as an artist. You know, obviously in my previous bands, I felt a lot of the time that like a lot of the attention was on me, but I was hidden away in those bands, you know, and this time round I wanted to make it clear that, like, you know, this is very much my thing, I'm driving it, and it's that control, having that kind of control has allowed me to really sort of strike out in ways that I wasn't able to before. So I've retained all of the control. I've brought in like excellent musicians that just happen to be very good friends of mine, and we're kind of just having fun with it, you know, just it's very relaxed. Everybody's just trying to have a good time.
And Blossom has really seen you return to that really early hardcore vibes where you started your career, and the fans have just really been loving every second of it.
I think so, yeah. It seems to. I mean, I've seen a lot of talk about Angry Frank being back, which is like Angry Frank really never left, but I think ultimately the music has connected with people, you know, and yes, it's more like Gallows than it is Pure Love, but it's different entirely from both of those things, you know. Like if anything, I think probably Pure Love had more of an impact on this project than Gallows did, because it's taught me how to sing, it's taught me how to be you know, a well-rounded performer, and I've had like finally learnt true control of my voice, and now I can really, so now I'm able to sort of dive in and out of where I want to be, like you know, attack mode. I have several different attack modes, which is nice, you know. Like before I felt like a very like single path weapon, and now I have a whole arsenal at my fingertips, so it feels good. I feel strong right now.
And starting this record was really something you wanted to do for your own personal labour of love, and had a real DIY background to it, of even releasing it on your own label.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to, like I said before, it's all about control. We could have signed to a major if we'd wanted to, really, but we weren't really interested in pursuing that way. We wanted to just take it easy and do things on our own terms, you know. So to do that, it meant that we could go at our own pace, which was actually a lot quicker than it would have been if we had gone with anyone else, you know. So I just think that, like, I've done I've done it all now. Like I've been down the major routes, I've done the indie route. Like I just really wanted to do it my own way, and be able to, like, if I wanted to make a move, have no one say no. Basically, I just wanted people to just say yes. So that's what we've done. So yeah, it's been incredibly fruitful, and it's been really positive from everybody on all accounts. So it's been, I think it's, you know, trusting, a lot to be said for like trusting your guts. Do you know what I mean?
And before teaming up with the Rattlesnakes, you really had a year away from music to take a break after your former band Pure Love called it a day. Now, looking back at that, do you think it was very important to step away for a little bit and return to your roots with a fresh perspective on things?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was never in my interest to have a break. I considered myself done, you know. I was trying to get out. I didn't really want to do it anymore. But it just so happened that year did put a lot of things in perspective, and it made me realise what was truly important in my life. You know, like my family is incredibly important to me. I'm very lucky to have a very supportive wife. I've got a kid now, and so that like shone a new light on all sorts of things. And one of the biggest revelations was that I had really treated this thing in my life that had given me so much with such little respect, you know. And that's like my career in music. I never really felt like I deserved it. I always sort of fought it along the way, and last year I realised what an idiot I'd been, you know, truly. And I was very angry with myself, and I felt like, man, you know, the position I was in, I was so lucky. You know, I had a lot of things that most people would die for. That's all they want in their life, is a career in music. And once I realised that, I started to ponder, well, is it actually too late? Have I really messed it up? I thought, well, the only way to find out is to go and find out. So here we are, and I don't know, for me now it feels like very much like I found my path right at the critical point where it could have been the point of no return, and now just like gotta start the tough ascent back up, and that's what we're doing now. We're grinding, we're grafting, and we're just trying to put in the work to show people that, like, look, this band is important. It matters a lot to me. The songs matter a lot to me, and hopefully they matter to other people. And once you have songs that connect with people on that level, then really it's just about whether or not you can deliver a good live show, and that's something I've never really had a problem with. I know it sounds a bit like that might come across as a bit brash, but like that's one thing I know I'm good at, is playing live. Like I've never had trouble playing live. I love it, you know.
And with that, one thing I did want to mention to you is that when you look back at everything you've done as a whole, has it been very crucial that you've been able to start and leave bands like Gallows and Pure Love to explore and express yourself with slightly different musical outlets and genres?
Yeah, I mean, it's important to do what you feel is right, you know, I think. And for me, especially, like, when I left Gallows, it was at a time when the band really we weren't acting as one, you know, anymore. We were sort of more, very much felt like individuals, and we didn't really have a unified thought as to what we wanted to do in the future. And when it came down to the real nuts and bolts of it, like, I wanted to do something different from them, you know, and I'd already started Pure Love at that point, and it was moving and it was fun and it was easy, so I thought, well, I'll dive into this and I'll give this a go and see what happens. And you know, and then with Pure Love, like, it got to a point where it was just becoming increasingly difficult to actually make it work. It was very expensive, and you know, obviously I was living in the UK and Jimmy was living in Brooklyn, and that's like, you know, long distance relationships are hard enough without then trying to go and play, you know, and organise, like, even band practice is almost impossible, you know. Like, you ever tried Skyping a band practice? It ain't happening. So yeah, so it just and then, you know, and then I just felt like, well, I've had two shots at this, I've done all right, and maybe now is the right time for me to go and focus on something else. So that's what I did. But it took me a long time to realise, no, actually, your heart is in music and it's what you're best at. So stop messing about, get out there and crack on. And that's what we're doing now.
And with all that now, is there anything else we can expect from Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes in the very near future?
We're going on tour again before the year's out to Europe, and then back in for just a couple of shows with the Bronx in December, and then January we're going to start recording album 2. So we're just we start writing it next week properly. We've got 8 songs written already, but we need to we got to reassess. Some of them are probably going to get cut. So yeah, but I want to keep pouring fuel on the fire. You know, like, I want the fire to grow. I don't want it to dwindle. And we live in an age, you know, a digital age that is so focused on instant gratification now that it's the minute you slow down, you risk stumbling in a way that you can't recover from, and I've witnessed that happen multiple times. So now it's imperative that we don't stumble, you know, and the only way to do that is to really, you know, make sure you've got a lot of ammunition, you know. So that's what we're doing, like new songs, new music, to keep us excited and to keep the fans excited. So
Okay.
cool.
Oh, fantastic. Well, that's about it. Cheers, Frank, for taking time out to have a quick chat with me.
Very welcome.
Best of luck now with everything in the near future and the writing, and hopefully we can catch up with you again very soon.
Yeah, look forward to it, man. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.